Welcome to Prairie High School on a chilly February night. The Washington Warriors visit the Hawks. A terrific atmosphere always at Prairie as the regular season winds down. Teams want to be playing their best as tournament play right around the corner. Should be a good one tonight. The Warriors and the Hawks coming up next on MC22. To Campbell again, transition. Points in the first 3 minutes last season. Welcome inside the Prairie Gymnasium on a Friday night. The Washington Warriors and the Prairie Hawks. Good evening and welcome. Rob Brooks along with Jerry Koala. And Prairie has had a good season. Really can make some noise in the postseason. Washington, the record doesn't look good, but boy, they have been in about every single ball game the last 2 months.
And so that's why this makes the game so important. There's a couple of games left after this for each of these teams before they get into their 4A tournament. But they need to get back to that consistency. Wash on a losing streak right now, but do have some talent. And Cedar Rapids Prairie has hurt themselves. They got some pretty good talent, young talent as it is. And I think they're starting to kind of get into their groove here a little bit as they head into the end of the season.
Washington has been a balanced attack much of the season. Quincy Underwood has been playing very good basketball. Had 15 in the first meeting between these two teams.
Well, and he's a very talented young man, just a junior. Got a little bit of playing time last year as a sophomore, coming on strong here towards the end of the season. If he keeps things in where he's at, I think he can lead this Wash team to some good things even before this year ends.
And Eli Ward, outstanding three-point shooter, was terrific the last time we saw him against Kennedy.
All-around basketball athlete. This kid's got a motor on him that just doesn't stop. He has great basketball instincts, Rob. Things you can't really teach. They have to see that themselves. He runs the court very well. He got a nice, complete floor game, but can shoot the basketball, put it on the floor, take it to the hoop, too. So as a sophomore, doing a nice job to help this Prairie team.
And Prairie Hawks have a very good inside-outside combo. When it is working, we'll see if it works tonight against the Washington Warriors. Washington and Cedar Rapids Prairie coming up next on MC22. High school basketball on Mediacom MC22 is brought to you by McGrath Family of Dealerships, 5 Seasons Tire, the Tom Riley Law Firm, Klinger Paint and Interiors, Heartland Hearing Center, and by Extreme, powered by Mediacom. It's the Warriors and the Prairie Hawks from Cedar Rapids Prairie. There you see the band. It gets the crowd all revved up as the starting lineups being introduced. Jerry, let's take a look at the keys to the game. First off for Washington, and found themselves in a ton of games, just have not been able to finish.
They need to execute on both ends of the court, offensively especially to score some points, but defensively they got to play together as a team. And then they got to finish. In the research, Rob, 7 of their losses have come by 5 points or less. So they've been in a lot of basketball games that they've lost.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And against some pretty good teams. This was a 5-point game the first time these two teams met. How about for the home team?
Well, the home team, the Prairie Hawks, a bit inconsistent getting it together, so they got to have some really sharp execution. And then on the defensive side, they got to have some sticky on-ball D. It's kind of an athletic Cedar Rapids Washington team. As we talked about Underwood, they allow Underwood or the rest of that Wash team to put the ball on the floor, take it to the basket. I'm afraid they're going to find themselves down in a hurry.
Ward introduced, along with Quincy Underwood, our 2 featured players in the open.
Well, if anybody knows the name Ward over the metro area, his uncle is Diedrich Ward. His dad, of course, Justin Ward, who Actually, Diedrich would be his cousin. I'm sorry about that, but they're cousins. His dad, Justin, played for Prairie. Denny Thiessen back in the mid-'90s played on that 94 team that lost to Davenport North in the state basketball tournament when Justin was a sophomore.
And of course, Diedrich Ward, prepped at Cedar Rapids, Washington, was a very good basketball player as well, but obviously football at the University of Northern Iowa, and just about a decade in the NFL.
10 years he spent in the NFL. Played for Bill Parcells. He said was one of the more interesting experiences that he has ever had, but certainly he was, very appreciative of having those 10 years in the NFL.
So Burkle, Gabe Burkle, will jump center with Quincy Underwood. Prairie student section on its feet, and Wash will have the basketball first. Mankey, Sane, Underwood, Mitvolsky, capable of big nights, and Henry Clymer, quarterback on the Warrior football team.
They're doing very well. Pankey started for this Warriors basketball team just after the first of the year, and he's been in the starting lineup since.
Averaging just under 5 a game. Ward, Mullins, Max Lampe. Good to have him back. He's been injured. Stauffer and Burkle.
Gabe, the sophomore, along with Eli. And Stauffer, a good player, could be a great player, a junior. And then the two seniors in Mullins and Max Lampe.
Lampe did not play a couple weeks ago against the Kennedy Cougars.
He had rolled an ankle and after the Cedar Falls game the very next night in practice, and he missed 4 or 5 games. And in talking to him a couple of weeks ago, he couldn't wait to get back. It's his senior year, and now you see why.
Sure do. First bucket of the ball game to Max Lampe, averaging 10 a contest.
Speaking of 10, that's his 10th three-point make of the year. Now, Prairie's playing a zone defense.
Warriors shoot freeze at about 33%. And Prairie very active in its zone defense. An extra step taken by Mitvolsky.
The interesting thing about a zone defense, if you're a zone offense, number one, you got to be patient. Number two, you got to move that basketball. Number three, if you're going to put it on the floor, take it to the basket. You can't just dribble the ball out in an area and think you're going to be successful with it. That's what the defense wants you to do.
Warriors also in a 2-3 zone.
An aggressive one too. They're quick. Prairie earned those passes.
Well, how many times you're going to see these Metro matchups? Both teams just come out so hard defensively. And game gets off to a little bit of a slow start, but then both offenses settle in later in the first quarter, sometimes early second.
Putting off some of that nervous energy in the first quarter, especially. It's nerve-wracking. These players have been working and preparing very hard for all their games, and especially this one. So they want to come out and do very well.
Sane tries to make a move. Nice take to the basket.
Made a great move. Boy, what a nice little hanging jump shot from about 4 feet away. Yeah, just a freshman. We got to note that for this young man. Son of Brandon Sane, who sits on the bench over Cedar Rapids, Washington. I'm wrong. It's Bruce.
Both outstanding players, though, at Cedar Rapids Jefferson. And there is Underwood working hard on the offensive glass.
Just outplaying the Prairie Hawks on that inside. You know, Gabe Burkle is 6'7", and Max Lampe is 6'7". Need to control the glass. They have to control the glass, first and foremost.
Burkle inside, gathers and goes up.
Did a nice job of cutting along that baseline. Take a look at Justin Decker.
Justin Decker.
He took over a program that hadn't won a game in maybe two years in front of that. He's doing the best he can, you know, with the situation that he is. They always have terrific athletes.
And from what I've heard, help is on the way. Some good young players in the Washington system, and they've got good young players on the floor now.
I've seen the sophomore team play a couple of times against Prairie both times, and they've been very good basketball games. Last night was a 66-64 overtime win for Prairie.
Deep three-pointer for Stauffer. Out of bounds to Washington.
Gabe did a nice job of getting the backside rebound. Just lost it out of bounds.
Jeremy Rickardson, his 6th year.
I don't know if that's his lucky yellow pencil in his ear or not, but that's the one he's got there tonight.
Jamar Thurman into the game for Washington.
Thurman's a good 6-man coming off the bench. He's led this team scoring a number of times. Big kid in the middle.
Averages 9 a contest. Has the basketball now. Also Jaden Harris in for the Warriors. Burkle and Thurman. That'll be a pretty good tussle down below.
Burkle have him by about 4 or 5 inches, but Thurman's got some size to him. Good looking athlete.
Good idea by Underwood to try to find Thurman underneath, just couldn't connect. Jackson Novy has been a starter for Prairie, coming off the bench.
Solid baseball player. He's a super pitcher.
Heading to Kentucky.
If you wait another year, he's just a junior here, and he's a kid that we saw in the Kennedy game.
Stolen away. Hankey racing to the basket. Thurman again. Hankey, one more. Ward again. Boy, you can't ask for better effort.
They're going at it pretty hard. Again, it's just got a little bit of adrenaline flow. Burn some of that off, kind of settle into a routine.
Reimer in for Washington.
The research I was doing for this game, Eli was 10 of 23 the last time that they played against Wash. And I know he missed a number of layups.
Justin Decker on to his bench early. Prairie basketball. More deep three-pointer. Reimer goes upstairs for the rebound. Nothing has been easy yet. Thurman.
They've missed their last 6 shots in a row, Wash has. And 4 of them were within 4 feet of the basket in the last sequence of plays.
All the way to the basket for Mullins. And it will be a Warrior foul.
Nice crossover dribble. With Jaden Harris. Harris also a freshman. So that's that youth you were talking about that's coming up. Can help get that Wash program back to prominence.
When you think of all the great Washington teams throughout the years, fallen on hard times here as of late.
Hasn't been pretty. I think you go all the way back to Keenan Davis. I think it's probably the last time they really had a decent
Wes
team.
Washburn.
Oh yeah, Wes and Josh Oglesby.
That team made it to state.
Yeah, a couple times. You know, of course, unfortunately for them, they run into a team from Linn-Mar with a guy by the name of, what's his name? Marcus Page.
Well, they also ran into Ames.
Yeah, Harrison Barnes and
Doug McDermott.
I don't know if the state of Iowa has seen the likes of a number of teams, the balance that those teams provided for entertainment.
Novi. Nice move with the left hand.
He's left-handed, starts out with the right and does a nice reverse pivot. You see him, nice reverse pivot into the lane, gets fouled. Ball drops, Midvalski picks up that foul.
His first, team's third, and timeout on the floor.
This is the thing about it, as we take a look at the Cedar Rapids Prairie basketball team. There's Wash, but the Prairie's inconsistency has been in the form of trying to find the right chemistry on the court, not only at a certain time, but the entire 32 minutes, because he's got a number, and I'm talking about Jeremy Rickardson, he's got a number of talented players to pick from. It's just sometimes you only get 3 or 4 on the court at a time that are on the same page, and once in a while it's only 2. And here we are this deep into the basketball season, and they're having that kind of inconsistencies. So, you know, as the tournament approaches, they just need to get it together.
Novi can't complete the three-point play as the ball knocked out of bounds. Over to the Prairie Hawks. They'll change the call.
Jake Walters inbounding this ball, Rob. He's also a sophomore. There's 3 sophomores that are doing very well for head coach Jeremy Rickardson, and they've got a great sophomore group of athletes. And these 3 guys are up on the varsity.
Walter can't connect, averaging 6.6, but hustles down, gets his own rebound. Another opportunity for Prairie. Mullins. Warriors in a man-to-man defense. Good recovery defensively for Wash.
It's not a good look and a pass for Mullins. He got himself in the area where he could have gone up with a layup, got underneath the basket, tried to just throw it back out on top for anybody in a white jersey.
Wash with 10 seconds. Have to hurry. Pankey, a deep 3. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Prairie by 1, 5-4. Defense rules in the first 8 minutes. Well, Jerry, we talked about the Washington Warriors. Yes, they've lost 7 in a row, but Dubuque Senior, one of the top teams in the state, lost that one by 10, 59-49. Mentioned Prairie won the first meeting 70-65. Lost at Jefferson by 1 at 66-65. City High by 6, 64-58, and Xavier by 3 at 55-52. So they have been knocking on the door, potentially for several victories.
And it's just a matter of making plays either throughout the game where they can take a lead and hang on to it, or down the stretch where they're not making plays to win those basketball games. You know, some of the biggest issues of building a program is making it consistent.
Nice cut and finish for Mitvolsky. Mitvolsky, reaching over 11. That's his first basket. Burkle tries to go to work. A foul will be called on Underwood.
Underwood's given away about 4 inches. Eli dribbles to his left, gets in that wing position, and knows how to feed that ball to the inside. Sophomore Gabe Burkle,
his first basket.
Those 2 free throws at the end of the Kennedy game to help Prairie knock off Kennedy a couple of weeks ago.
One of his best games of the year.
That's right, and it was his best game, no question. Probably of his varsity playing career at Prairie, had to be. 20 points, dozen rebounds.
Sticks in that 2-3 zone. Gets it extended out behind the three-point arc. Mitvolsky going to work.
He's turnaround jumper from the elbow.
I mentioned at the top of the show, he's a player that is very capable of having big scoring nights. Nice move by Walter.
And Jake's, what he's learning to do is how to play that point guard position, because he wants to take the ball to the basket, wants to take a lot of shots, and he'll get his shots when he works it within the offense.
Now Washington is starting to get some better looks against the 2-3 zones. We talked about really intense defense in the first quarter. Now both teams settling in, starting to get some open looks. And Pankey is fouled.
Good D.
Jake didn't have good enough position to go up and try to block that shot without catching the arm on the shot.
Walter with his first. Warriors a 70% free throw shooting team. Stauffer back for Prairie. Sellers in for Washington. One out of 2 for Pankey. Prairie by 1 with the basketball. Burkle doubled. See Justin Decker really into it. Making sure the Warriors playing defense. Good inside, outside. Lampy can't connect. Offensive glass has been kind to Prairie so far.
And Eli Ward, again, whom we discussed at the beginning of this game, just has great instincts about getting rebounds. He just knows where to go, has good quickness, good judgment.
Ward, terrific off the dribble.
Gets nice elevation, gets square to the basket. Good, great follow through, nice soft touch. But they need more of that, Rob. They need to separate here. With this Prairie team, and I work here every day, so I'm seeing them. They think they're pretty good, and yet they don't play great.
Burkle. Usually good things happen when he gets the ball that deep. Mitvolsky. He's been able to get some Good touches, 13 to 15 feet away.
Had a couple of good shots for those scores, just happened to miss on that one.
Another long rebound for the Hawks. Ward almost teed up a three. And Lempe goes to work.
Taking advantage of his height.
Good patience by the Hawks.
On Mikulski, they find Max Lempe posted low. Good ball movement.
Max has 5. Sellers on the baseline. Nifty move.
Got Max Lempe in the air. Didn't do any good at all to fly at him, just get up in the air and run away from the play. Got to find a way to stay in the play, even though you want to try to go up and block that shot.
Have a foul against Campbell Mikulski.
Trying to guard Max Lempe. So he's trying to nudge him out, and I think that's what the official call is, displacing the player in that post position.
Stauffer along the baseline. And we'll head the other way.
A nice move by Colin Stauffer, or Caden Stauffer, excuse me. On the left baseline, you know, he didn't get completely square, but got enough with his shot. That ball rim.
And Prairie getting in the rebounding category. Many of those at the offensive end. Pintock picked up that last foul for the Prairie Hawks. Warriors can tie it with a 3. Sellers will try to do just that, and does so.
Good ball movement against that zone defense. Got into a position where he got a great look at it and knocked it down.
Sellers with his 6 made free of the year. Hasn't shot a ton of them. And a whistle along the baseline. This will go against Washington.
So Eli took advantage of that baseline open to him. 2 dribbles and a jump shot. And he gets bumped on it.
Yankees first. Ward at the free throw line. We'll see what he has done so far this year. Lempe back. Mullins. Pretty much a full house here tonight, Jerry.
Nice to see. We'll get behind their Prairie basketball team, but Wash brought a nice crowd as well. Good student section.
See if Sellers tries to pull the trigger again. Under 2. That's been an area where Mikulski's been able to get the ball. Very tightened defensively.
Absolutely, they're being aware of where he is at.
Contact. Maybe misfired. Mikulski comes away with it. Three-pointer won't go for Sane. And a nice job on the boards by Underwood.
Yeah, he was on that backside. Nobody there to screen him out, but no Prairie there to go for a rebound. Eli had to come down from the free throw line and fouled Underwood.
Ward's first. Underwood, second leading scorer for the Warriors. 67% free throw shooter. 1 out of 2. no-look pass underneath. Second time, no. And this will go against Prairie.
Well, Pintock had a couple good looks at it. The second one especially just got the wrong angles. You see him on the reverse layup, but he's remained right there, and the putback is not enough.
Second foul on Pintock. And that'll get Burkle back in the game. See what the Warriors elect to do. Mitvalski turnaround jumper buries that one.
Burkle didn't step up high enough to get there in time.
The Warriors spread the floor. Mitvalski with 6. And a whistle inside. This will go against the Warriors.
That's a great pass by Jackson Novi from the right wing and across the lane on a bounce pass to Gabe Burkle.
Sane picks up his first. Burkle at the free throw line. Thurman back for Washington. Tied at 17 after Prairie led by 1 at the end of one, 5-4. Six seconds. Sellers for 3. That'll do it for the first half. Low-scoring game from Prairie. We're tied at 17. Welcome back to Prairie, tied at 17 as the Hawks led by 1 after one, 5-4. Let's take a look at the first half highlights.
Defenses have really highlighted this basketball game, but we're going to get a look at some pretty decent moves here. Here's the freshman Sane. That's Trajan Sane into the lane for a nice little jump shot. Jackson Novi for Prairie. Reverse pivot off the board, and the score goes to the free throw line for a free throw. Mitvalski does a nice job to cut the lane, gets a great pass from Underwood for his first of 3 field goals in this first half. Prairie then will go to the inside. The big boy, Gabe Burkle at 6'7", pounding his way for a 2-point field goal and then a free throw beyond that. Here's Mitvalski doing a nice job, reverse pivot right at the free throw line, a step back shot. Eli Ward, whom we highlighted at the beginning of this game, finally getting his first basket of the night, a little penetration across the free throw line. Here's Max Lampe, the senior at 6'7", doing a nice job of posting low, taking his defender to the basket for a pair. Sellers, though, Jesse, the freshman, knocking down a 3-ball from the wing to give Wash a lead, which they'd hang on to for a while. Then Mitvalski again with his 3rd field goal of the first half, and yet only 17-17, low scoring as it is, but I think you got to give the defenses credit for causing shots not to fall because they're having to alter their shots while they're shooting.
Everything for the most part has been contested, and both teams are really playing hard, especially Wash when you look at a 3-win team getting after it and shooting 10% more than Prairie through 16 minutes of basketball. Stats pretty even, score very even. Tied at 17. Second half coming up next on MC22. Tied at 17. Midvolsky for the Warriors with 6. Sellers off the bench. Thought did a really nice job in limited minutes with 5. Quincy Underwood with 3. Gabe Burkle leads Prairie with 5, along with Max Lampe and Ward with 3.
So the balance seems to be working out better for Wash than it does for Cedar Rapids Prairie. Even in a low-scoring game, getting a number of players in the scoring derby. Now, I think it's important, if this is going to be a low-scoring game and defenses are going to dictate what happens around here in this game tonight, you got to be sharp with your shooting.
Well, Prairie averages almost 62 points a game this year. 54.2 for Washington. We're a little bit off those 2 marks.
We'll see if this second half doesn't pick up a little bit, Rob. But again, zone defenses are going to dictate to you what you can and can't do. So you got to pick and choose how you run your offense.
Mullins picks up the foul.
And again, I'm not a big proponent of dribbling against the zone defense unless you're taking it to the basket.
Have to keep that basketball moving. And Washington has been able to find a little space around the free throw line, which should happen against a 2-3 zone.
Got the right guy there in Midvolsky.
Elbow area is usually a spot that you can make some things happen. Midvolsky had a good look at that. Mullins lights it up.
He's got the capability, Rob. He can shoot them and make them in bunches.
16th made 3 of the year. First points tonight. 6 players have scored for Prairie. And a push will be called as Underwood made a move.
What's happening is those wings, those low wings. We take a look at Caden Stauffer, the number 3. He comes way out on that wing and gets out of position a little bit. He had tried to recover to get in that position, couldn't get it. Picks up the foul.
His first. Hankey for 3. Burkle. Nice move. Just got caught a little bit underneath the basket. Warriors in transition. And Volsky is fouled.
They're almost beating Prairie down court, aren't they? Not getting out on that fast break.
Good hustle by the Warriors tonight.
See Hankey cutting across the lane. Volsky, the turnaround jumper, and gets fouled.
Lampe his first. Volsky with 7. Leading scorer for Washington. With 2 players averaging in double figures.
I like Campbell, Miss Volsky. He's
a good player.
Great poised.
Points against Iowa City West.
But those weren't easy.
No. Nothing.
That's an Iowa City West team that's really coming on strong here. Since we saw them at Linmar, Rob, they have elevated their game.
Really have. And a nifty move by Sane.
He works well around the basket. Has good hand-eye coordination and control of his shots.
Those 2 shots, if you gave bonus points for difficulty. One in the first quarter. That shot, pretty good stuff. Burkle a jumper. Thurman. Good job by the Warriors not to force something.
Nice
Easily
shot.
could have.
Yep, no question. Moving that ball around to the open player, getting the open shot.
And Pankey delivers. Hankey with 4. That's his 11th made three-pointer this season.
A lot of confidence this Wash team is.
For losing 7 in a row.
Who would ever think that they were a 3-15 team?
Good hustle by Thurman. And Prairie will go to its bench.
But it seems that Wash isn't letting that record tell them how to play every game. They're coming out, let it go, and
Hankey, that's that extra pass, Jerry, and then you go back to the beginning of that possession. Wash easily could have forced something to the basket because there might have been a couple of opportunities there, but they showed really good poise and patience. Good tough move by Walter.
I'm telling you, he's got some really good moves either way to the basket. He can dribble right-handed and left-handed equally the same. And then when he puts the ball up for the shot, he can use his left hand as well as he can his right.
Underwood, his second. Walter with 3. Clymer back for Washington. Halfway through the third. Warriors by 2. Sane. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Thurman. Good move by the freshman.
Had that chance to attack, did so. They're just creating their own opportunities against that 1-3-1 zone defense that the Prairie Hawks are using.
Deep three-pointer for Walter.
He too can get streaky.
Might even surprise the Warriors. And then Wash turns it over.
He's starting to come into his zone. And during the first few games of the year, forcing things a little bit, trying to penetrate against 2 and 3 players at once. He's just recognizing when those opportunities are that he has a chance to make something happen. Look how far outside that three-point line is. That's 25, 26 feet.
There was his take to the basket. Burkle with the rebound, gathers and goes up strong.
Good body control using the size of his own body, taking on the contact, finishing the shot.
Thurman, his first. Burkle completes the three-point play, has 8. Sellers with the basketball. Really good first half with 5 points. Justin Becker gets him involved in the third. And timeout taken by Washington. Sensed the Warriors having some trouble against that zone offense, so talk it over. Hawks up 27-23. Jerry, good timeout taken by the Warriors as Justin Decker sensed some issues against that very good Prairie defense, that 2-3 zone defense, and wanted to make sure that they have something positive potentially happen on this possession.
Something different, maybe a change in their offensive approach. It's a 1-3-1 defense, and they're trying to attack it with a .1 offense, and that plays right into the hands of the defense. And I've gone to a 2-1-2 here.
So Prairie doing a good job changing zone defenses.
But they got to keep moving that ball down low. I mean, you got to get that baseline shot right there.
And Clymer, it's his first two. 19th made free of the season. Pulls the Warriors to within one. Good take by Walter. Well, he's been active this quarter.
He's got that pizzazz about him. Sometimes a little bit too forceful with what he does, but he shows that he's got that capability. Creating opportunities.
Clymer will try it again from the same spot.
And that 4-point lead that Prairie has now is dissolved into a 2-point deficit with back-to-back threes.
By Henry Clymer.
There was a nice post pattern too out on the football field.
And the answer from Walter.
Like it.
Warriors 4 out of 11 from behind the arc.
Prairie can't get itself extended too far. They got to be careful and make sure they cover the right ground.
And Clymer continues to light it up 3 in a row.
You know, they have those shooting drills in practice where they're shooting 3 balls from 5 different, maybe sometimes 6 different spots on the court. He's got into that rhythm right now.
Nice move by Pintock, his first basket.
Nice pass by Gabe Burkle to find him coming across the baseline. A left-handed reverse layup.
Now Clymer shoots threes at 62%. Got to shoot more of them.
Yeah, he should. He took that one there, a little awkward. You're not going to make them all. Obviously, you only make 6 out of every 10, but 6 out of 10 from beyond 19-9, that's a pretty good percentage.
Lampy back in for Prairie. Tied at 32. And tied at 17 at the halftime break. Walter gets in deep. Nice finish.
What a move. Behind the back, outside the lane, inside the lane, dipsy-do left-handed layup.
Midvalsky, deep three-pointer won't go. Second opportunity, no for Pankey. And Prairie. The Hawks will head to the fourth, up 2. All smiles. Maybe.
On Valentine's Day, she should be smiling. Look
Still
at
into it, though.
that white shirt on with all those heart symbols on there. Young lady having a great time with mom. Been a good game. Nice crowd. The crowd's been really good, too. Good, cheerful atmosphere.
Washington basketball. Down 2. Start of the fourth quarter. Warriors locked in another tight game. Seems like it's been that way for several weeks. Just have not been able to put one in the win column. We'll see what happens tonight. Underwood's been quiet. Clymer has not. 12 for Henry Clymer. 4 threes.
At least to the players that Prairie probably thought they were going to have to pay attention to, but now he really has got their attention.
Lampy inside. Ward with a big-time board. Walter having a terrific night.
Playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Hammer goes after the Seine miss. Dug up by Noby.
It's good defensive possession for the Prairie Hawks.
And Walter left open. The guy you might want to find.
He's really come of age here in this basketball game, and they're going to need that down the stretch of this basketball season heading into the tournament. He's just a sophomore. He's the third of those 3 sophomores that are pretty much providing the play for Prairie.
Mikulski is fouled by Lampy. That's his second. Walter with 15 at 2 at the half.
Well, I think the thing with the kid, I know they've been trying to get him groomed, as I talked about earlier, playing that point position is like kind of turning him loose here tonight. You have to. You know, he's got an open shot, you got to take it. He's got an open drive, he's got to take it and attack. I mean, they know who their players are.
8 for Mikulski. Underwood with the rebound. And then pushed from behind. Nice job by Quincy Underwood.
Just out hustling that white jersey basketball team for that rebound.
Lampy picks up his second. Clymer again. Boy, he's had some open looks.
I thought that was down too. It looked like it was on its way.
Sure did. Walter. Boy, Walter and Clymer putting on a show. Mikulski.
That's an interesting call.
Going to get Campbell for the offensive foul.
Yeah,
take a look.
Watch it. See if he doesn't hook him here. Yep, there he does. That's
good call.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at worst you could have called a double foul because Eli did foul him with his hip, but was that after Mikulski with his foul?
Walter stays hot with 17.
You ever played one of those horse games where everything you shot went in? That's what he's up to right now.
15 in the second half. Now Clymer on the left side. Takes it right to the basket. Everything but finish, but the Warriors stay with it. And will shoot free throws.
Can't give up that baseline, Jackson. Noby gives it up. There's no support there at all. Fortunately for Prairie, it's going to be 2 free throws here for Mikulski, which could easily have been a layup.
Mikulski with 9. Noby picks up his first. Miller back. One out of 2 for Campbell Mikulski.
Twice he's done that in this quarter.
And timeout on the court. 5:09 left to go. A good one from Prairie. Jake Walter with 17, 15 since halftime. Henry Clymer has really come on for the Warriors with 4 3-pointer. He is 4 for 5 from behind the arc.
So Prairie has scored 24 points in this half, 15 of them from Jake Walter.
After the timeout, Ward gets it back.
Penetrates in the lane, tried a little dump pass to the baseline, and it got tipped right back to him, which he just grabbed. Nice little soft touch. Those are the hardest jump shots to shoot from 8 feet away, because you got that strength in going up. You got to have finesse at the top of the shot.
Hanky, tough shot in the paint. Ward with 5. Averages 11.3. Sane, a breakaway. Prairie will try to take advantage. Walter on the move. With a 4-point swing.
I think Sane couldn't decide whether he wanted to try to dunk it or lay it in, and combine the two, and he ended up with a missed layup. I mean, here's Jake Walter, very athletic catch on that pass from Eli Ward. In the lane he goes. Nice little, call those little teardrops, don't they? For whatever reason, it's just a nice, soft little push shot above. It just drops through the rim.
But if you're Justin Decker, you're saying, hey, we've got to seal that off. That's too easy. Get into the paint. This
juncture of the basketball game, you got to stop everything that you can. You just can't allow any penetration. And even if you do, you still got to get up and make him alter his shot. Didn't have much defense in front of him. There he is. Really no better time for a player like him as a sophomore to come on strong at the end of the basketball season. They got to play Iowa City West on Tuesday and Waterloo West on Thursday. Then they get into the tournament.
2 tough ones.
Absolutely. You need everybody hands on deck. And Jake, though, is a very confident player. He's humble. He's going to give you everything that you want.
Warriors need a hoop. Under 4, fourth quarter. Prairie with the lead and the basketball. Walter tries to drop it down to Burkle. And jump ball. Stay with Prairie.
Sometimes you try to force something that just isn't there and hope that your teammate can bail you out.
Thurman back. Clymer with 4 3-pointers.
Good ball movement. No, they're not trying to force to get a shot.
But certainly no hurry. And Burkle fouled by Thurman.
He's got Thurman on his back. He's got him by at least 6 or 8 inches. So there's no other place to go than try to get it down to Big Gabe.
Four team fouls on the Warriors. Burkle in the paint. Has it knocked away by Underwood. And the Warriors lose it. Whistle at midcourt.
Flurry of activity there. Good, quick defense by both of these teams. Watch as he gets tipped away by Underwood. Thurman taken off, has it tipped away from him. Eli picked it up and takes the shoulder block from Thurman.
Jamar picks up his third.
In this quarter, Rob, Wash has scored the first basket of the fourth quarter, and its only other points have been on 2 free throws. While Prairie's been able to go on a little bit of a run here.
Washington scored 15 points in the third. Nice save by Ward, and then touched last by Mitvolsky.
A little sloppy play. Got to know when and when not to attack that basket with an 8-point lead. Now it's situational time. How can we run 20 to 25 seconds off every offensive possession, get a good shot, and make it?
Walter. Volsky hauls down the rebound. And Walter got that one to go. You might want to think about shooting every time you touch it.
Look at the way he's attempting to make those shots, Rob.
There's a case where that cross-court pass, you've got to set that shooter up.
Don't do the skip pass. Working around the perimeter, shorten the pass, and get him.
Skip passes are fine, but they just have to be accurate. Because that shooter's trying to get himself in position to just catch it and go up with it. Walter has it blocked away, stays with it, as does Novi. And then timeout taken as Ward has the basketball.
Well, you know, things are going your way when you got some kind of little scrum going on underneath the basket, and you and your teammates are coming up with the basketball all the time, not giving it up, not losing it, if you will. So Jordan Rickerson takes that quick timeout, maintain the possession with an 8-point lead. Yeah, the Prairie Hawks have to go to West next Tuesday. And they host Water the West next Thursday.
That's about as tough as it gets.
It is. It is. And Iowa State West is going to defend them. As we've known, and we've seen Bergman coach teams forever that he's been there. If they're not going to score, you certainly aren't going to score either. We win 2-1. That's all fine and dandy.
And the Hawks turn it over. Mitvolsky. And a foul on Prairie. 2 shots for Campbell Mitvolsky.
Now that inbounds play, that ball's got to be passed in almost in the first couple of seconds. Got to hit players who are cutting while they're cutting, not when they get to the spot to be in. And Johnny Mullins wasn't able to make that connection with Jackson Novi out on top.
Miller picks up his first. 1 out of 2 for Mitvolsky. He has 10, approaching a double-double. Clymer back in.
Got to have that shooter back in.
4 threes for Henry Clymer. Now made 22 on the year. Full court pressure by the Warriors. Obi tries to get it into Burkle, can't handle it.
Not sure they needed to attack the basket like they did. Still with a 7-point lead.
If Washington scores here, it will be interesting to see how he decides to play the final minute. Clymer for 3, all net. He has been left wide open on the right side of the floor.
Come through in the clutch, he has.
5 threes for 15 points for Henry Clymer. 4-point game.
So now you're down to layups only. You're going to get fouled probably, but you really only need layups. Johnny did a nice job of taking care of the basketball.
Question is, when will Wash select the foul? And there it is.
I'm not sure that's the guy you want to foul, though. Of course, you know, I mean, you don't have your choice. You got to make the foul. Nice penetration in. They got the double team and got the baseline.
Defense.
Yeah, that's where he's been deadly from tonight.
Boy, he sure has.
Jake, an 81% free throw shooter. They're not even in the bonus.
It's 6 team fouls. So the next one. And a foul by Pankey on Mullins. 14 against 14.
You know, by percentages, this is the guy they wanted to foul. 56% free throw shooter.
Here's a chance to pull to within one, and they do it. Sellers, a big three.
Well, the unproductive possession 2 ago for Prairie, and then the missed front end of a 1-and-1. And then just didn't get back and play that clamp down defense, that lockdown defense. Look at it, he's got an open shot. He's got 3 white jerseys standing there watching him shoot it.
And Kreimer kind of boxed out Novi. Sealed him off and allowed Jesse Sellers to get an open look at a 3, his second 3-pointer of the ballgame.
Really changes the complexity of this one. Prairie had it with 1:10 to go. They've got the seven-point lead. And just like that, a pair of threes puts Wash right back in the thick of this.
Both teams in the bonus. Now if you're Washington, you've had success forcing Prairie to turn the ball over. Do you foul right away, extend the game, or do you try to get a steal?
Well, I think you got to get the steal for sure. Then if you can keep them in the backcourt and make it, maybe get a 10-second violation and then foul.
I'm not sure that's exactly what Justin Decker wanted.
I don't think they needed to foul. They didn't have to foul. Just come back and play good defense. They've been playing really good defense anyway. But maybe the strategy here is...
And it works, but Mitvalski couldn't handle the rebound. Approaching 30 seconds.
Just need to spread it out, pass the basketball around. Make them come out and foul you. That's what's going to happen here.
And that's what the Warriors do.
Keep the guy in the middle, like a 2-1-2 type. Keep moving that basketball. Stay out of those trapping situations. Don't let them come and trap you. Don't dribble into traps.
So Walter at the free throw line, 80% on the year. Connects on the first. For Jake Walter. Averages 6.6. Tell you what type of night he has had.
Nice coming out game for Jake. He's full of capability of all of that to happen here. It's important now for Prairie to play that good defense, identify where the shooters are. If you've been watching this game and you watch Prairie's defense, whether zone or man, but it's been zone the entire time, they never put their hands out and up above their shoulders. They don't make it difficult for Wash to pass around. If they would use their length, get their hands up and out, make it difficult, they might be able to deflect passes, come up with more steals. We'll see if that's what they try to do here, as Wash will bring it down full length of the court from the basket.
Washington 8 for 17 from deep. 8 threes made.
That's quite a percentage, especially on the road. Prairie's gone to a man-to-man.
And Sellers, a deep three-pointer, got it. Sellers with 11 free threes.
And a freshman poised. Stepped right up and shoots that long ball. We're talking 26, 27 feet. That was not just a normal three-point shot. Got enough arc on it just so it skimmed the front of that rim, slowed down its velocity, and boom, it just, watch this. Good pick. Oh, I lied. I don't want to underplay him, man. That's 27, 28 feet away.
It's out by the hash mark, even with it. And the Warrior bench approves.
Well, their last 3 field goals, Rob, have all been 3-point goals.
That's 9 made threes in the ballgame.
4 of them here in the 4th quarter. As we talked about, when you're not shooting well, you at least get to the 4th quarter, still have those chances to shoot and score. You might make a couple of those and change the whole outcome of this game.
Well, Clymer really got things going for Washington with his 3-pointers.
He's been the spark this entire game up to this point, but Wash has played really good defense.
He played hard. So 5 seconds. Here's Walter. Shot is up. No good. Might have got away with a little push-off.
I think he did too.
OT.
You know, in situations like that, you know, you get it in the hands of a point guard like a Jake Walter who's got a hot hand. Move that ball forward as fast as you can. You never know what you might come up with. Someone else to shoot a jump shot, or maybe the defense is falling asleep. You get a layup, you know, on the underside. But we go to OT. These guys played OT. Actually, the last time they played it was OT. That Prairie won it
by 5,
70-65.
So Wash with 3 players in double figures. Clymer with 15, all in the second half, all 3-pointers. Sellers with 11, and Mitvalski with 10.
Back at Wash when they played on the 24th of January, Wash was 4 of 16 from 3-point range. Prairie Hawks were 3 of 13. They were almost dead even at the free throw line. 17 of 27 for Prairie, 17 of 26 for Wash.
Warriors have lost 7 in a row, but many 6 or less.
Yes.
1 by 1, 1 by 3.
What a way to keep your team together at 3-15, knowing that you're this close.
And for the Warriors to play as hard as they have. Mullins. He's got 2 threes. Good start for Prairie.
That's the best way to start. Bust a long 3. I'll just play good, solid defense. Prairie's gone back to their zone. This time a 2-3 zone, gone away from the 1-3-1.
Hankey tries to answer halfway down and pops out. And a carry will be called on Mullins.
He cupped it as he was crossing the half-court line. You know, palming it. When you turn your palm up to the roof while you're dribbling that basketball, it's a carry of the basketball.
Warriors will try to take advantage.
Go back to a 1-3-1 zone.
Really extended.
Yeah, it's a 2-3 actually. Well, it's just a zone defense, however you want to look at it. They're flexing around.
Chasing shooters. Mitvalski. Warriors have been a pretty decent 3-point shooting team this year, but nothing like this. No basket.
We're bound for a breakout game, Rob.
Sellers will pick up the foul. 2 shots.
You know, against West, they were 17 of 39 shooting. Against Xavier, they were 17 of 57 in a 3-point loss. And I think coming into the game as a shooting team, just 43%.
24 for Walter. Underwood back for Washington. Clymer. Mitvalski. Couple of good opportunities for Washington.
Two very good looks. Just going to get it to go down. That's what sometimes overtime will do to a team.
Orca loses control of the ball, but dug up by Novi. Sellers. That one forced a bit.
Yeah, didn't need to rush it that quickly. There's a lot of time left in this game. See how Prairie elects to take air out of the basketball.
Volsky picks up his fourth.
He's got to be careful, Rob. They don't need him fouling out. As a player, you don't want to foul out. So if you're out of a position, don't commit the foul to keep a player from scoring.
If it comes down to where Washington needs to foul, you have to play the offense-defense. Warriors need a basket. On cold from the outside in OT, though a couple of them have looked really good.
Missed 5 3-point goals here in overtime alone.
And this one batted away by Clymer and off of Walter.
Perhaps
a
not
ferocious block.
Perhaps not what Prairie is looking for here. Yeah, nice block, and then it bounced right off of Jake Walter and out of bounds.
Hankey draws the foul.
On his way to weave around Johnny Mullins, getting him in a fouling situation.
Well, Wash really didn't necessarily need a three-pointer. They just need points here with 1:02 left. Hankey with 5. Free throws.
Very crucial. Give them a chance to set up their press.
And Prairie wants timeout.
Well, they flooded that front end, a 1-2-1-1 press, and they have 4 guys with, well, 4 Prairie players because of the man out of bounds. That makes it easier to guard that inbound if you're not pulling a few players back and opening up space that you can make a good pass to and get it inbounds and beat the press.
Still a 2-possession game. Warriors next week at Iowa City Liberty, and then a home game against the Linn-Mar Lions.
I saw Liberty play Prairie the other night. You know, they're a modest 9 and what is it, 8 and 9 or 7 and 10 or something. You know, so they've won some games. They played Prairie very hard. Good athletic team.
Washington playing sub-state free against the Kennedy Cougars.
Washington have to foul here.
Surprised they hadn't already. If that's Pankey, that'll be his fourth. Prairie 11 out of 17 as a team from the free throw line. Walter 5 of 7.
And the fouling has worked so far. It hasn't allowed Prairie to step in, make those free throws. Earlier in the later part of the fourth quarter, they missed 2 front ends of 1-on-1.
Walter with 24. Underwood back in for Washington.
I think Prairie needs to press them all the way out to the half-court line, drop back till they get to the three-point line, and then defend them there.
Sellers 3. And a quick foul. And that'll be 5 on Pankey.
He's done a nice job here tonight.
Good ball game.
Got to credit him. You know, got his points where he needed them, played good defense, ran the team nicely from that point guard position.
Mullins. And free throw shooting has given Wash an opportunity. But need to score. Sellers. Boy, he is not afraid, is he?
That's what they needed.
14 for Sellers. Timeout Wash.
Prairie did a nice job really to get out on those shooters, not allowed anything open. You know, and that was such a deep three-point shot. Can't say that the defense wasn't there. We'll see how far out he is. 25, 26 feet, but you know, he puts such high arc on it and follows through. That's a Stephon Curry type shot. Look at the freshman there, Rob. I actually saw him play last night in that JV game. Played a couple of quarters there.
He's only averaged 1.6 points a game at the varsity level. 14 tonight.
He's exceeded that, hasn't he? He's making his mark as a varsity basketball player over at Wash.
Even more than that, just unafraid when the Warriors have absolutely needed a hoop, none bigger than the one that pushed this game to overtime.
And they're looking for him. And they moved that ball around the perimeter, got it to him. Got it in the hands of the right guy. It's important for Prairie to get this ball in bounds right now. I'm assuming that Wash will foul unless they get a steal.
Can't wait too long. Trying maybe for one trap. Underwood his third. And did a good job to get the ball in the hands of Walter. This is the big one here. Pushed them both.
Calmly.
Warriors will really have to hurry. Sellers. The Prairie Hawks escape 56-52 in overtime. Good ball game, especially third and fourth quarters in the OT. We'll be back with the post-game show after the break on MC22. High school basketball on Mediacom MC22 is brought to you by McGrath Family of Dealerships, 5 Seasons Tire, the Tom Riley Law Firm, Klinger Paint and Interiors, Heartland Hearing Center, and by Extreme, powered by Mediacom. Terrific basketball game here from Prairie as the Hawks win it in overtime, 56-52. Let's head down on the court and join Jerry Koala.
Well, I got sophomore Jake Walter with me and head coach Jeremy Rickardson. And the coach, anybody who looked at this Wash record at 3-15 knows coming in that you couldn't overlook a team that has lost as many games as it has by few points.
Yeah, if you look up and down their schedule, they've played everybody tough for the most part. You know, they have a couple of bigger losses, but that's the top teams in the conference. So it wasn't a surprise. Obviously, they took us to overtime the first time, so it wasn't a surprise to us that they played us tough. I just wish we could have played a little smarter down the stretch and, you know, done a better job of identifying shooters. Hats off to Wash for Scott Unash just told me they made 10 field goals at one point in the second half, and 9 of them were threes. So that's how you beat a zone, and they put us to the test. So.
Back with the coach in a minute. Jake Walter did a nice job here tonight. Jake, this team really solidly put together this win over Washington. It wasn't easy, was it?
No. They kept coming back after everything we did. They had to answer with a 3 or just coming back.
Coach, this basketball team, Prairie, continues to improve, you know, with the kind of players you have. You got those 3 sophomores, you know, that you're playing a lot. They're supplying you a lot of leadership, but there's a good supporting cast around them.
Oh, absolutely. You know, guys like Caleb Miller tonight finished out the fourth quarter in overtime and probably, I don't know if he scored, but he just did a lot of little things. Jackson Novi did some good things. And you know, and John Mullen continues to run the point guard. So yeah, it's certainly not a 1-man, 2-man, 3-man. It's, if you look at our stats, we're pretty balanced all the way around.
Yeah. So as you go forward now, you're 10 days away from the tournament to begin here in Class 4A. Where do you want this team to go? What yet can they improve on to make this a very formidable opponent to anybody that wants to play them in the tournament?
First and foremost, we just have to be a smarter basketball team. I mean, the ability is there. For the most part, the effort is almost always there. We got to execute. We got to think about what's going on in the game and what would be the best play at certain times. And, you know, at this point in the season, you can't say that, well, it's 3 sophomores. You know, they've played a full varsity season, so we got to start to kind of iron those things out. And hopefully, like you and I talked about before the game, hopefully that stuff starts to gel at just the right time here.
Well, it doesn't get any easier next week. I mean, and then the tournaments after that, you're in that no matter what. But you got an Iowa City West team that's ranked number 1 and 4, and then you got Waterloo West, who at one point was ranked number 2. So obviously, you're going to be well tested for that tournament.
Absolutely. We just talked to the guys in the locker room about the huge opportunity in front of them next week. You know, and there's no better way to get ready for tournament time than playing 2 top 5 teams in the state. That'll certainly be a great test for us and push us hopefully in the right direction going into sub-state.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Head Coach Jeremy Rickardson. Okay, Jake, what got into you tonight, man? You came out, you've been working on your point guard play as a sophomore season long, but what got into you tonight?
I saw one go in, and then it just kept flowing after that.
So at this point guard position, you know, what does it really take, you know, with the kind of talent that this team has? You know, what do you got to do?
You got to take care of the ball first, and then give the ball to open players and score when you have an opportunity.
So in school today, were you thinking about tonight's game, or were you thinking about maybe taking care of those opportunities?
Yeah, for sure. That watching film during class sometimes. I know I'm not supposed to, but that's what I do.
All right, Jake. Congratulations on the win. Did a great job tonight.
Thank you.
Sophomore Jake Walters provided this leadership for this Prairie Hawk basketball team in this win over Cedar Rapids, Washington. A very hard-fought win, not an easy win over Wash. Rob?
No doubt about it. 2 overtime victories for Prairie against Washington this year. Gotta like that. Jake Walter watching a little film during the day as he leads the way for the Prairie Hawks. 3 players in double figures for Washington. Clymer with 15, all on threes. Sellers with 14, and Volsky with 10. Thanks to our entire MC22 crew, broadcast partner Jerry Koala. I'm Rob Brooks. Thanks so much for watching. Good night from Prairie.